Hello everyone, this is Joe, and thanks for coming back for another video. We're going to do some distance testing today on our newly mounted external battery on the Jetson Bolt Pro. If you notice here, I am charging the external battery. When I purchased this battery, they provided me also with a charger. Just an important note, when you're charging, you notice you have a discharge cable and you have a charge cable. So whenever you're charging this battery, you want to disconnect the discharge cable. Let me give you a better explanation on the charge and discharge cables. As you see here, this is the discharge cable on the battery pack. This goes into either directly to the controller or through the Y connector, which also goes directly to the controller. This is to supply current to the controller, which then controls the motor. The other cable is a charge cable. This is the cable that you use to charge the battery. Now, inside of the battery pack, if you notice this bulge right here, this is a circuit board, and it's the BMS, or Battery Management System. There's separate leads that go to this board. One, of course, is the charge connector. The other one is the discharge connector. The battery management system is basically a circuit board that has logic on it that controls the current going out and the current coming in, so you won't damage or overheat your battery while you're charging it. Also, on discharging or running the current to your controller, to your motor, it also protects the battery during the discharge cycle. So that's a little bit better explanation of why you have two separate connectors on a battery. You also notice that I'm charging the built-in standard battery that came with the Jetson Bolt Pro using the charger that was provided by Jetson. So this way, with two chargers, you can charge the standard battery and the external battery at the same time. And again, always make sure you disconnect that discharge cable when you're charging the external battery. We put a small canvas bag on the back of the bike rack. Actually, I probably could find a bag that is not so tall, but for the time being this will work fine. Let's get the battery, connect it, and let's put it in the bag, and then we'll bungee it. We'll connect the XT60 connector, and now we can put it inside the bag. And again, as I said, you can tuck the extra wire inside the bag. Actually, let's turn it around. We want the zipper in the back. If you're going to go out in inclement weather, I would take a piece of tape and seal this opening right here, but I normally don't ride in the rain. So we have the bag mounted. I have some 12-inch zip ties. On the bottom of the bike rack, there's little mounting knobs, which is quite nice. So you just put your loop around there, come down, and loop it around the other side. What we want to do now is get ourselves another zip tie, and we want to make sure to zip tie the floppy wires right here. Tuck any remaining wire inside the bike bag. Okay, let's go riding. We're going to do a distance test now, see how far the external battery will give us in range. I just got back from riding the Jetson. I rode a slightly longer route because I knew I would be riding farther. The elevation change was about the same. We live in a fairly hilly area, so there's about 350 to 380 feet of elevation change from start to finish. Unfortunately, because I did ride a slightly longer route, I lost GPS signal, so I couldn't get accurate GPS data on my app on my phone. So I went out later and I drove the same route in my car and measured the odometer reading, and I got about 15.5 miles. And when I first got back, there were 2 bars, so there was a bit of a battery sag when I first got back. Now, after the bike is stabilized a bit, you can see there's now 3 bars. So there's plenty of battery. The reason I came back was it was starting to get dark, and quite frankly, my rear was very sore. I rode about an hour and a half. So the battery is not the limiting factor here. It's the comfort of the ride. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to do this external battery modification to your bike, you're going to have plenty of range for riding the bike. So again, hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time.